set to kick away this JV matchup here in downtown McBain. It's Ramblers, the McBain Ramblers, of course, versus the Evart Wildcats. We hope to have a good game here as we prepare for that varsity game. I'm joined here by Landon Isinga, of course.
Hello, everybody.
As we are set to tip off, it's going to be Max Ealing versus Taylor Amar. It's going to be picked up by the Wildcats. That is Aaron Van Asht, who's going to pass it out, looking to get that first score of the ball game and take a route against these Ramblers. Going to be tough, as a foul is going to be called. Foul is going to be against the Wildcats. Ramblers going to get that ball. It'll be Skierbeck to pass it out. Going to give it to his teammate Braden Winkle. Now Skierbeck going to find Ealing outside, over to Cucci, over to Skierbeck in the paint. Skierbeck going to stop, up for the shot, makes it right on through.
Great eyes by Winkle there to see his teammate from all the way at the top of the paint. Great play on just faking your shot there by Skierbeck and then taking your shot.
Now it's going to be Van Asht driving in, backs out in the corner against Winkle, going to try to pass it out. Finds Amar. Amar over to Magnuson. So far, Ramblers defense, no holes. And it's going to be picked up by Skierbeck, holding strong. It's going to be passed out to Thomas. Thomas looked open, decides not to take the shot, passes out to Winkle. Now Ealing with it out to Thomas, back to Skierbeck. So far, nothing going here with 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. It's going to go to Cucci on the outside. Cucci over to Skierbeck. Nothing much. Jane Cucci's going to call out a play for her team. Now it's going to be Braden Cucci over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck over to Ealing in the paint. Ealing against 3 defenders. Finds Thomas. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Thomas shot no good. Rebounded by Skierbeck. Rebounded by Ealing. No good. Picked up by a Wildcat. That is Taylor Amar over to Brendan Magnuson.
Great defense by the Wildcats.
Magnuson going to regain control of the ball. No, that is Noxon Morgan looking to put his team on the board, and he will.
What a spin around shot. That's impressive, especially in high school.
All tied up now with 5:35 to go. It's going to go over to Thomas. So far, nothing going. It's going to go to Winkle. Winkle going to drive. Winkle makes it on the spin.
His own spin move there.
4-2 now, 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. It's going to be Magnuson driving in. Magnuson shoots it up, no good. Rebounded by Alan Thomas. Now Winkle going to come across half court, slip it out to Cucci. Cucci going to drive in, take a low pass to Thomas. Thomas looking for the shot, no good. Going to draw a foul. So Alan Thomas will come to the line. Of course, this first quarter brought to you by
L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rams Review crew. So far, a slow first quarter for both sides of the ball.
Yeah, but of course, I know for a fact this Ramblers team coming off that winter break, good time for the coaches to press out any of the issues they had beforehand, but players might be a little rusty coming out. As Skierbeck isn't rusty as he pops that one out.
It's been a great game so far.
Then Magnuson almost blocks the pass from Cucci. Cucci going to regain the ball, but going to fall out of bounds. So now it will be Wildcats ball. That is Noxon Morgan. Morgan going to drive in, trouble with the ball. Both defenses very stout so far in this first half of this first quarter, as Morgan going to take the three.
What a shot.
Make it. Foul called, so an opportunity for 4 points now for Knox and Morgan. So the one free throw from Morgan, he knocks through. It's going to be 4-6 now. Ramblers looking to respond. Kuchar going to drive in, pass it out to Ealing. Skierbeck's turn to drive, passes it out once again. And Brennan Kuchar looking for Winkle, can't find him, and the ball sails out of bounds.
Miscommunication. You'll have that coming off a winter break.
Once again, Knox and Morgan going to cross half court with the ball after getting that 4-point play for his team. As this pass is going to be taken by Amar, but then picked up by Skierbeck. Ramblers back with it now, trailing 2. Winkle over to Kuchar, zip of a pass. Now Skierbeck over to Winkle. Winkle going to shoot the 3, knocks it down.
Ooh. Lost his shoe too.
No shoe, no problem.
Facts.
Ref blows the whistle for him. Make sure he's all right. I think he's probably feeling pretty good after putting his team up by 1 now, 7-6. Magnuson now out to Morgan. Morgan going to drive, take the shot, knock it through.
Ooh. Found that hole and found the basket too.
Winkle loses the ball. It's going to be a reach in against Morgan. Now, once again, Braden Winkle. Zeke Haverkamp in the paint, takes up the shot, right on through.
It's going to be hard to stop him on the basket.
It's going to be Roberts over to Amar, who gives it out to Magnuson. Magnuson finds a lane, drives in, but runs right into Zeke Haverkamp and nowhere to go. Loses the ball, picked up by a Wildcat, shoots it up, good.
Wildcats find a way to get past this Ramblers defense so far tonight.
Cooper Higgins takes the 2 and puts his team up 10-9 as there will be a timeout, so we'll see you after this short break.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain.
Their menu has something for everyone, from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around.
Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m. And Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood.
When you think of maple syrup, you think a nice plate of pancakes. But what if we told you that maple syrup can be so much more? Highland Hills maple syrup. Take the ordinary and make it extraordinary.
Back to it now, back and forth game so far in this first quarter. No definite winner picked till the end, hopefully. As so far it's been Evart over the Ramblers, but back-to-back scores from both teams, keeping it close.
That just gave me a thought. I don't think you can tie in basketball, can you?
Now Kuchar going to take the shot, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Yeah, no tying in basketball.
I wasn't sure about that.
Magnuson going to take the 3 now. And there will be a foul, so he will get 3 at the line. Looking to put his team up by 4. Second free throw after that first one was good, right on through. Magnuson looking to finalize that 4-point lead, and he will. 3 for 3 from free points. And now Braden Winkle looking to respond, down 2 scores. Going to drive in over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp in the paint, successful so far. Will he do it again? No, but gets the rebound. And of course,
Following his brother's footsteps.
11-13 now, 1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the first. Magnuson passes it over to Higgins. Higgins shoots it up, way up, still goes through.
Had to do some geometry to get that in there.
Now it's going to be Cucci. Over to Ealing, over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck looked as if he was passing to Haverkamp. Looks like he lost his grip on that one as it sails way over anybody's head. As Evart now gets the ball, still leading by 4. It's going to be Roberts driving in, loses the ball, gets it back against 2 defenders now, passes it to Higgins. Higgins going to take the shot, no good, rebounded by Ealing. Now Brennan Cucci over to Skierbeck. Winkle going to call the play over to Cucci. Cucci going to get a pick, finding nothing, tries to get it to Haverkamp, stolen by Higgins, over to Roberts. Roberts going to give it to Morgan. Morgan over to Magnuson. Magnuson for 3, no good. Rebounded by Max Ealing. 2 seconds to go. Shot up, no good.
Close though.
That'll do it for the first quarter. So far, 11-15, Wildcats leading. Ramblers looking to crawl back. We'll see in the second quarter.
Fresh homemade pizza, made just for you at a cheap price. If that sounds like a good deal, then Kelly's is the place for you. Next time you're feeling hungry, remember Kelly's.
Set to kick off the second quarter. Evart Wildcats in control. It's going to be Ramblers ball. Winkle with it.
I loved that show when I was a kid.
You had to capitalize that one.
Yeah.
Ingle right now takes a pick, tries to get it to Haverkamp. So far, they've been trying to pass it to Haverkamp in the paint, but can't find him. It's going to be Morgan over to Roberts. Roberts against Winkle. Gives it to Higgins. Higgins over to, that was Taylor Amar for the shot, up and good.
Wildcats tearing through this Ramblers defense here.
Looked slow at the start. Now all of a sudden, the lead is stretched to 6. Skierback in the corner. A lot of defenders gonna just give it to Winkle. Winkle now. Haverkamp in the paint. No problem.
There's no stopping him.
13-17. Drawing
a
foul.
foul, yeah.
Drawing a foul. Looking to make it 14-17 with this one free throw. I think it was Drew a foul. First free throw, no good. Rebounded by Skierback. Over to Ealing on the ground. Ealing gonna take the shot. Good.
First time we're seeing him tonight.
15-17, 7 minutes to go. Quick 4 points from the Ramblers as Morgan loses the ball, picked up, given to Winkle. Winkle over to Engelwright. Engelwright for 3, knocks it down.
Ooh. Just like both of his big brothers.
All of a sudden now, Ramblers in the lead, 18-17. It's gonna be Roberts driving in, passes it over to Amar. Amar gives it to Higgins. Higgins shot up and through. Once again, a 1-point game. Engelwright gonna get called for a travel. Ball goes back to the Wildcats. Morgan with it now. Gives it to Catapult. Catapult gonna drive, just give it back to Morgan. Morgan looking for a lane, drives in, takes a shot, no good, rebounded by Haverkamp. Now it's gonna be Winkle. Skierback gonna stop. Tosses it out to Winkle. Engelwright in the paint for the shot, no good. Rebounded by Catapult. Roberts driving in. Sorry, that was Morgan. Morgan's shot no good, and then there's going to be a foul called. So now it's going to be Josiah Krutoff to pass it out. Winkle over to Engelwright. Engelwright looked open, stopped, didn't take the shot. Over to Skierback. Skierback open. Skierback's 3, no good. Rebounded by Engelwright. Over to his teammate in the paint. That was Jacob Brunick. His shot no good. Whistle called. It's going to be a foul on Brunick. Now it's Lucha with the ball. Gives it out to Morgan. Morgan tries to get it to his teammate. His teammate not ready for it. Picked up by Winkle. Winkle charging down, stops, takes the 3. No good. Rebounded by Skierback. Skierback gonna say he traveled.
Had to try and stop on a dime. That's pretty hard to do.
Now it's Aaron Van Asht against Winkle, gets a pick, drives in, takes the shot, and it's going to be popped out of bounds by a Wildcat. Ball's going to go to the Ramblers, still trailing by 1. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Krutov over to Brunick. Brunick over to Engelwright. Engelwright looking for a lane, loses the ball. It's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be out on the Wildcats. Ramblers going to maintain possession. Ball's going to go over to Ealing. Ealing in the corner. Ealing shot no good. Morgan going to come across half court. Morgan loses the ball, going to travel out of bounds. Morgan over to Magnuson. Magnuson against Engelwright, passes it out to Van Asht. Magnuson gonna get called for a travel. It's gonna be DeZoo coming in for Engelwright now. Now Winkle gonna give it to Krutov. Krutov driving in. Then there's gonna be a whistle blown, foul on Krutov. So now Morgan coming across half court, gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson over to Higgins. Higgins out to Magnuson. Magnuson for three, no good. Rebounded by Winkle. Now DeZoo in the corner gives it to Winkle. Ramblers looking for something. It's going to be Winkle. Winkle picks up a screen, gives it to his screen man, Brunick, back to Winkle. Nothing going so far. This Evart defense holding strong. It's going to be Winkle. Winkle for three, no good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick looking for someone to pass it out to, finds DeZoo, over to Winkle, over to Ealing. Now it's going to be Krutov. Krutov finds a lane, takes a step up, and knocks it down.
They waited patiently, they found a way, they made the basket.
2019 now. Magnuson over to Van Asch. Magnuson gonna drive in, loses the ball, picks it back up. DeZoo tight in defense. And then there's gonna be a timeout from the Wildcats with 1:52 to go as the Ramblers leading by one. We'll see you after this break.
For 5 generations, the Ebles family has been here to serve you.
Now, from 3 locations.
From quality meat processing to our little town jerky smoked meats and home-style foods from Dawn Fresh Catering, we've got it all.
Visit the Bridge Coffee Shop to grab a frappe while you shop in
Ebles Clothing Department. Come see what's in store at Ebles, all around the great towns of Falmouth, Reed City, and Evart.
Welcome to Twisted Cow, a culinary journey you won't forget. Now serving food all year round. From our signature roll and wrap to our daily special, every bite celebrates flavor and tradition. Whether you're dining in with friends or grabbing a quick bite, there's something for everyone. Look us up on any browser at Twisted Cow to see our hours, location, and number to call in and order. Or dine with us at 123 Roland Street, McBain, Michigan.
Back to it now. Score is 20-19. 1 minute 52 left to go. It's going to be Wildcats ball after they called that timeout. Morgan to pass it out, finds Magnuson. Once again, Morgan driving in. Morgan finds no shot openings. Pass it out to Magnuson. Finds his teammate Pluger. Back to Pluger. Pluger over to Morgan. Now it is Higgins. Higgins going to take the shot. There's going to be a foul. Foul will be against the Ramblers, so Higgins going to come to the line.
So far, it's been a pretty slow quarter.
First shot from Higgins, no good. Now with only one opportunity to tie it. He will capitalize on that opportunity. Ties up the game with 1 minute, 23 seconds left to go. Now Winkle looking to take that lead. Advances with his team. DeZoo now over to Krutov. Krutov driving in. Krutov opts for the shot, knocks it through, 22-20.
Both defenses are starting to give now.
Morgan now driving in. Morgan passes it out to Amar. Amar over to Pluger. Pluger over to Magnuson. Magnuson going to drive in. Magnuson takes the easy lay-in. Maybe it's not so easy, but he sure made it look like it.
For sure.
Winkle with 30 seconds drives in. Now Krutov. .15 seconds to go. Stolen by Higgins. Higgins tries to find Magnuson. 8 seconds to go. It's going to be stolen by Ealing. Ealing over to Winkle. Winkle takes a long three. Good.
Ooh. Clutch play by Winkle.
As the buzzer rings off, but Braden Winkle did not want to go into half tied. He takes the lead 25-22, looking to finish this game out here in McBain.
And that last quarter was brought to you by L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler Review crew.
McLain Transmission and Auto Sales. Transmission repair and vehicle sales in Northern Michigan. Locally owned and operated. Being a member of the community means that we take pride in the work that we do for our neighbors. You can expect honest and expert service from us. Every repair, every sale, every time. Servicing Cadillac, Lake City, Manton, Mesick, Big Rapids, Traverse City, and surrounding areas. Located on 2730 South LaChance Road, Lake City, Michigan. Call us at 231-779-1394 or check out our website at McLainTransmission.com.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
For people who desire a custom-built home in northern Michigan, Arrow Homes is the premier builder that specializes in creating stunning, high-quality custom homes that reflect each homeowner's unique style and needs. Unlike other home builders that rely on cookie-cutter designs, Arrow Homes partners closely with clients through every step of the process, from initial design concept to final walkthrough, creating a truly customized living space. With over 50 years of home building expertise using only the finest materials and the most skilled craftsmen, Arrow Homes constructs exceptional custom houses that owners are proud to call home.
For 5 generations, the Ebles family has been here to serve you.
Now, from 3 locations.
From quality meat processing to our little town jerky smoked meats and home-style foods from Dawn Fresh Catering, we've got it all.
Visit the Bridge Coffee Shop to grab a frappe while you shop in
Ebles Clothing Department. Come see what's in store at Ebles, all around the great towns of Falmouth, Reed City, and Evart.
Fresh homemade pizza, made just for you at a cheap price. If that sounds like a good deal, then Kelly's is the place for you. Next time you're feeling hungry, remember Kelly's.
When you think of maple syrup, you think a nice plate of pancakes. But what if we told you that maple syrup can be so much more? Highland Hills maple syrup. Take the ordinary and make it extraordinary.
You know about McLain's excellence in auto repair and transmission work. Now he takes that same work ethic in selling mid-value SUVs and rest-free southern trucks at an affordable price. These vehicles all have an exact description on his website at www.mclainsAutosales.com, or you can just call today at 231-779-1394.
set to kick off this second half. Woo. Ramblers leading 25-22 after Braden Winkle hit that long three to put his team up by 3, of course. Now it's going to be the Wildcats with the ball looking to respond. It will be Van Ash. Now it's going to be Amar. Amar, trouble with it. Gives it out to Magnuson. Over to Morgan. Morgan passes it off Skierbeck. Nowhere to go, takes his last option. Uneventful 27 seconds. It's gonna go over to Van Ash. Over to Magnuson. Magnuson, open three. No good. Out of bounds. Smart decision by Cucci to let it go. Now Ealing Skierbeck wide open in the paint. Skierbeck takes up the shot. No good. Gonna draw a foul. 2 at the line for Brody Skierbeck. First shot from Skierbeck up and through. 26-22. Second try from Skierbeck, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Magnuson quickly coming down the court, loses the ball, picked up by Thomas. All of a sudden, Ramblers back in possession.
Snatched that and then ran.
Ealing now driving in, takes up the shot. Ealing shot, no good. Rebounded by Amar. Now Van Ash gonna pass it over to his teammate in the paint, no good. Rebounded by Amar, picked up by Cucci though. As Winkle passes it out to Ealing. Cucci in the paint now. Cucci gives it back to Thomas. Over to Ealing. Cucci, a little bit of an opening, passes it over to Ealing.
McBain playing the passing game.
Taking their time with the lead. This Wildcat defense not letting anything up. It's going to go over to Winkle. Winkle steps back for 3. No good. We've seen him hit one long 3 tonight. Of course, that was his second 3. That one no good. As Van Ash shot no good, tried to drive in. Too much going on there for him though. It's going to be Winkle coming across half court over to Ealing. Cucci going to give it to Skierbeck. Skierbeck going to fake the 3. Tough against Morgan. Going to get called for a travel. Now it's going to be Van Ash passing it over to Amar, but Amar loses it, and then it goes out of bounds. So Ramblers ball, score remains 26-22. And Winkle tries to pass it over to Ealing, bounces off a Wildcat defender, and now Magnuson drives in for the quick break to cut the lead to 2. Now Cucci with a quick break, stops, takes the shot, no good. Ealing tries to rebound it, it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be out on the Ramblers.
Now, an interesting stat I see in this game right now is that so far, for the first 3 minutes of this quarter, there's only been 3 points scored.
Definitely has been slow as of late. It's going to be Catapult driving in, looking to change the pace of this game. Not finding much, and he will be called for a travel. So Ramblers getting that ball back. It's going to be Max Ealing to pass it. Winkle going to cross half court. Over to Thomas. Over to Ealing. Ealing over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck in the paint, driving in. Skierbeck out to Winkle. Now Winkle going to drive in, find Ealing. Now Ealing going to drive in. And once again, passing it back.
Almost trying to test the Wildcats defense there in the paint.
And finding nothing time and time again. It's going to be Ealing over to Thomas. Skierbeck stops, fakes three, tries to drive in, passes it out to Ealing. Now Ealing going to drive. Ealing going to stop, take the shot, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Now Van Ash wide open, takes the shot, no good. Winkle now driving in, passes it out to Cucci. Winkle in the corner, drives in, takes the shot, floater up, no good. Thomas gets the rebound, over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck fakes the three, but gets called for a travel, and his shot makes it through.
Al Thomas keeping the drive alive, but not for long.
So Magnuson now. Cucci trying to steal it from him. Rolled over the ground. Whistle gets blown. It's going to be a jump ball. And it's going to go to McBain. Good effort there by Cucci, not giving up and lunching for that ball. Now it's going to be Winkle. Cucci looking for Thomas, not finding him, picked up by Higgins. Higgins tries to get it to his teammates, stolen by Skierbeck. Just no scoring so far this third quarter. Of course, this third quarter brought to you by
L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler Review crew.
As it's Cucci with the ball now. Cucci not finding anything, gives it to Winkle. Cucci for the three, way downtown, no problem.
Ooh. And that finally breaks the 3-point curse there.
29-24, Ramblers now leading by 5. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Still a very slow game.
Morgan gonna give it to Roberts. Roberts tries to find Higgins, doesn't, stolen by Thomas. Winkle gonna drive, pass it out to Skierbeck, Skierbeck over to Thomas. Still, this Wildcats defense not letting those lanes up in the paint that McBain keeps trying to find. Winkle gonna give it to Thomas. Thomas up for the shot, up and through.
Things are starting to heat up.
31-24, 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. Ball's gonna go over to Roberts. And now with a drive, that was Catapult. Catapult shot no good. Rebounded by the Ramblers. It's gonna go over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck to Ealing in the paint. Ealing driving in, takes the shot, good. Ramblers going on a run, 33-24. It's gonna be Roberts. Over to Higgins. Higgins shot up and through. So now the Wildcats finally getting some points on the board. Been a while since they've done that. Winkle loses the ball, stolen by Catapult. Catapult driving in. Easy layup, finishes through, 33-28.
Catapult catapulting his way to an easy score.
Winkle, long three. No good. Really took me off guard there, and then Catapult on the ground, shaking up a bit. Feeling all right, though. 7 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's going to be Catapult. Going to let the ball go forward as long as he can to not start the clock, pick it up. 5 seconds to go. Morgan driving in. 3 seconds to go. Morgan for the long two. No good. That'll do it for the third quarter. So Ramblers taking a little bit of control, up by 5. We'll see if they can close it out in this fourth quarter.
Yep.
Northern Truck Service, established in 2015 by John Skierbeck. It's a full diesel mechanic shop that can do anything from changing a light bulb to a full rebuild. With a stock of most parts, they can get you back on the road in no time.
We welcome you back. 1 quarter of play left in this JV matchup as we set for that exciting varsity matchup, of course. That Ramblers team, I believe they are 5-1, and then the Wildcats 9-1.
Yep.
So Catapult now with it. Over to Luger. Over to Amar. Amar driving in, not finding much. Gets it to Pluger. Pluger over to Lucha. Lucha for the shot. Good.
What a breakdown of this Ramblers defense.
33-30. Thomas trying to control this lead they have. Drives in, looking to increase it. Passes it out. Winkle wide open. There's going to be a foul, though. Winkle had a great three-point opportunity. The whistle gets blown. Of course, this fourth quarter will be brought to you by
L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler Review crew.
Winkle passing it out to Krutov. Krutov for 3. No good. Ball's going to go out. So now Wildcats with a chance to tie this up or at least cut it down to a 1-point lead. Morgan now. Morgan trying to drive in. Ball goes out. It's going to be out on the Wildcats, so Ramblers getting that ball back. Ealing stuck in a trap, passes it out to Krutov, over to Kuchi. Kuchi over to Winkle. Winkle's three, no good. Skierback gonna keep it inbounds. It's gonna go off the foot of a Wildcats player. So Ramblers gonna keep that ball.
Great save by Skierback. Remarkable show of athleticism.
So now it's gonna be Winkle with it. Over to Ealing. Now Skierback gonna drive in, over to Krutov. Krutov in the paint, loses the ball out of bounds. Ball's gonna go to the Wildcats. Score gonna remain the same. So Morgan gonna give it to Catapult. Catapult gonna drive. Catapult gonna pass it out to Pluger. Back to Catapult. Catapult driving in once again. Nothing doing. Picking up is Ealing. Gives it to Winkle. Winkle now gonna slow it down. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the game. Winkle passing it way far for Kuchi. Kuchi over to Skierback. Skierback fakes the three. Drives in, takes the shot. No good. Rebounded by Morgan. Now Morgan's shot up and through. A lot of contact on that shot. No problem for Morgan.
Morgan showing a lot of grit, getting down there to the basket and scoring like that.
Skierback driving in, Euro steps. Gonna get a foul. Foul will be on the Wildcats, so Skierback gets to come to the line. Free throws as this clock runs out are vital to win this game. Second shot from Skierback, no good. Rebounded by Krutov. Krutov trying to keep it in bounds. Swatted by Ealing over to Skierback. And then Skierback, unfortunately, there will be a foul.
Looked like a Globetrotters play right there.
So now it's going to be Magnuson with it. Crosses half court, gives it out to Van Ash. Van Ash driving against Kuchi. Ball's going to come out. Whistle blown. It's going to be on Kuchi, so Wildcats going to keep the ball. Now Magnuson with it. Over to Van Ash. Wildcats for the lead. Magnuson, no good. There will be a foul. It's going to be against the Wildcats. Five points separated these teams at the start of the fourth quarter. Only one now. As here's Ealing. Now Krutov for three. No problem. Put it through to make it 36-32 with 5 minutes to go. As Morgan gonna drive in. Morgan tries to get it to his teammate, but it's gonna be picked up by Braden Winkle. Now way over to Skierback. Ealing in the paint, loses it, picked up by Magnuson. Magnuson driving in fast, three defenders on him. Gonna be a foul, shot up, no good. Higgins going to pass it out off Ealing, picked up by Winkle. Ramblers just chewing some of that clock, passing it around. It's going to be tipped by the Wildcats, picked up by Morgan. Ball goes over to Higgins. Higgins loses it. Now Cucci with it. Seem to have these phases where neither team desires to score, let alone take up a shot.
I think there's been a total of 5 points so far scored this quarter.
And the Wildcats not playing aggressive defense, just letting the Ramblers run as much clock as they want. Way up to Thomas, picked up by Higgins. Wildcats gonna get that ball. It'll be Magnuson with the ball. He's gonna drive in, up for the shot, up and through. Draws the foul with an opportunity to cut this game back down to 1. Magnuson's free throw, no good, rebounded by Ealing. Big rebound there. As Winkle is gonna cross half court, give it out to Cucci. Once again, this time running strategy from the Ramblers, of course. If they find a lane, they'll take it. Skierback thinks he finds one, passes that out to Thomas, over to Cucci. Over to Winkle, Winkle for 3, looking for another. No good, rebounded by Ealing. Ealing in the paint, Ealing. Pass it out to Thomas, over to Cucci. Cucci fakes his 3, takes a step to his left, now takes a shot. No good. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this ball game. It's gonna be Morgan. Morgan gonna drive in, take a jump, take a shot, no good. The ball is on the floor, passed out to Cucci. Now there's gonna be a whistle blown. It's going to be a timeout. So 36-34. We'll welcome you back in about a minute. Exciting game so far.
Welcome to Twisted Cow, a culinary journey you won't forget. Now serving food all year round. From our signature roll and wrap to our daily special, every bite celebrates flavor and tradition. Whether you're dining in with friends or grabbing a quick bite, there's something for everyone. Look us up on any browser at Twisted Cow to see our hours, location, and number to call in and order. Or dine with us at 123 Roland Street, McBain, Michigan.
Welcome back to it. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left to go. 2 points separating these teams. So far, it's been back and forth, trading leads. Winkle gonna pass it out to Thomas. Now Skierback. And just this passing it around, burning these last 2 minutes as much as they can. Looking for Skierback in the paint, picked up by Higgins. Just a not so smart pass there as it goes right to a Wildcat.
And then right to the line.
I didn't see the foul, but now it will be Cooper Higgins with an opportunity to tie up this close game. First free throw, no good, so you won't be able to tie. He will, however, have the opportunity to cut it down to 1. looking to do that, and he will not. Rebounded by Ealing. So now Winkle gonna drive into the corner, finds 3 defenders on him, passes it out, picked up by Morgan. Ealing falls on it though. Ealing on the floor, whistle blown, gonna be a jump ball. Ref's gonna discuss, and so will Jane Cucci with her team. Ball's gonna go to the Ramblers. Cucci over to Winkle with 1:30 seconds left to go. 1 score for these Ramblers could put them up by 2 scores. Now Skierbeck lofts it up. Picked up by Alan Thomas. McBain player on the ground, it's Winkle. He gets back up and gets that ball. Skierbeck gonna drive. Skierbeck against 3 defenders. Tries to get it to Ealing. He threw Ealing's legs. And it's gonna be a jump ball. It's gonna go to the Wildcats now, still trailing by 2.
This is where the pressure starts to set in for both teams.
So far, the Ramblers have had opportunities to really put this game away, but haven't capitalized, leaving that door open for the Wildcats.
For sure.
And now Magnuson gonna drive in, loses the ball, picked up by Ealing. Winkle now, 43 seconds left to go. Wildcats still not gonna foul. It's gonna be a timeout called as Jane Cucci, or sorry, Mrs. Cucci, prepares to settle her team for these last 40 seconds. We'll see you in a minute. Still 36-34.
When you think of maple syrup, you think a nice plate of pancakes. But what if we told you that maple syrup can be so much more? Highland Hills maple syrup. Take the ordinary and make it extraordinary.
Back to it now, last 40 seconds to go. Braden Winkle gives it to Cucci. Cucci burning seconds. Still Wildcats not drawing that foul. It's Thomas gives it out to Winkle. Winkle 25 seconds over to Cucci. Ramblers just getting to drain as much clock as they want as there's a Wildcat on the floor. Over to Ealing. There's gonna be a foul called. .18 seconds left to go. So far, this Wildcat defense just letting the Ramblers burn what they need and letting this game slip through their fingers. Still an opportunity, though, if they can get a stop here of some sort. So the Wildcat player reaching over the line. So the ref informs him that you cannot, in fact, do that. So Cucci gives it to Winkle. Winkle now, 16 seconds to go, loses the ball, picks it back up, passes it out to Ealing. Ealing, 10 seconds to go, over to Cucci. Cucci over to Winkle. Winkle, open space, over to Skierbeck, over to Cucci. Foul called on the play with 5.6 seconds left to go. So now Skierbeck with 2 important free throws. Looking to put a game winner out of the question here, and he will. Now, this last free throw could really seal away this game. All eyes on Skierbeck. And he makes it through, so 5.6 seconds left to go. 4 points needed for the Wildcats. Shot up from Morgan, no good, out of bounds, and that might wrap it up for us tonight. So now Skierbeck over to Ealing, over to Skierbeck, and that's gonna wrap it up for us. So a close game down to the finish. However, Brody Skierbeck closed it out with those 2 big free throws. Your final 38-34. Special shout out to our crew. It is Cole Engelwright, Landon Eisenga, as we prepare for this varsity matchup. We will see you then, hopefully.